Hi, I'm Kathryn and I am a senior hairdresser at Becky B Hair. So my hairdressing career was probably influenced by my sister, Patricia. She started her apprenticeship and I was still in school at the time, and I used to go in and pretty much do her job for her as a first year, so she was pretty lucky because I was just so keen to start work and get right into it. I met Becky when we worked at Stefan's together, but I knew she was super cool and we would be friends for a long time. We did our own thing for a while, and when I went and moved to the Sunshine Coast, I decided I'd go in and say hi. I had seen the girls on Facebook and I was like, I could never work there because I'm not crazy enough. She kind of offered me a job that day and I was like, oh. The reason I said yes to the job with Becky is that she is the most capable person I've ever met, and she just does things and I love that about her. So yeah, I wanted to be in on that and it's the best decision I ever made. Outside of work, I have been studying for a year, my trichology, the study of hair and scalp at a molecular level. People come in to see a trichologist because they will either have experienced hair loss for a short or a long amount of time, or they have scalp concerns. So I think it's our job to figure out where that's coming from, whether it's genetic or lifestyle or hormonal. We have this really cool microscope that shows hairs that look that thick, and obviously we do a lot of dumb shit with it anyway. But mainly we look at the scalp, finding preventatives and trialing what we can do to make changes for the better. Before I worked at Becky B, I was around the world on a cruise ship. I was a hairstylist. Our itinerary on the cruise ship was, I started by training in London, which I really enjoyed, and then we did the Mediterranean. Mainly the stories on the cruise ship where we used to sleep a lot when we weren't supposed to. We partied all night, every night, just because that's what you do. And then we would work for 12 hours and work off our hangover, and then it would seem like a good idea to do it again. Probably the weirdest customer on the cruise ship was an American guy, and he was definitely hitting on me a lot. So I did my job and I took all of his money and booked him in for a lot of services. But then when I was massaging his arm, he was like holding my hand. I was just like, oh gosh. And yeah, it was not very nice. And then he asked me out on my day off and I was like, no. So the waste-free systems for the salon is a recycling system where we divide our waste into different categories and it actually gets disposed of properly, and it does actually get used kind of for a bigger picture. The company we're with make prosthetic hands for young kids who can't afford them. So I encourage the girls to do better, and if they don't, I kindly ask them to go hug a tree and think about what they did. Natalia doesn't love the new system. She's finding it quite hard to integrate with. So instead of disposing in the different bins, she just pulls out her top drawer and puts everything in it and waits for someone else to do it, because that's the too hard basket. We set off the fire alarms and the firemen came, made sure I looked cute, and then Becky gave them a whole lot of attitude and, you know, asked them to take their shirt off, told them it was her birthday, and yeah, we were all just not shocked, but amazed, like always. My relationship with the other girls is very strong. I think they look up to me. I've always been the baby. I've been the baby of my sisters. I started hairdressing at 15, so I was the baby of all my salons. And now I'm not really the baby. Yeah, they're just the best. Like the first day I walked in, Bethany was the nicest person ever. Even though Becky told me to train her, and I was like, I'm not doing that. So it's just a really nice feeling when everyone just accepts you for who you are. Becky only really empowers me. It's nice when someone just backs backs you up and says that you're great. In 5 years, I will be wearing a lab coat in my office. Probably doing a little bit of everything within Becky B hair. I don't think I'll ever be able to step away from the floor fully because I just love it. But I would like to be doing my trichology as well and delving into that. Because I'm rich, obviously I have braces, that's what Bethany said. Boys will think you're loaded. Lucky.